There you go, you just toss this through and enjoy it, particularly with pickled chili, which I don't have on hand, but give it a go. Hi, I'm Jackie M from Masters of Malaysian Cuisine, and welcome to MOMC TV. In this particular episode on eclectic cuisine, I'm going to show you how I basically eclecticize a popular Hakka hawker dish from my hometown of Seremban in Malaysia. Now, this dish is actually just called Hakka noodles. I don't eat pork. Hakka noodles is actually usually made with minced pork. So I'm going to use lamb instead, which is a little bit unusual, but surprisingly it works really well. And again, I'm going to mix up the flavors to add an eclectic touch to it, just in keeping with this particular series theme. But like I said, it actually turns out just perfect, okay? So have a look. Okay, so we're going to get started with this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to saute this minced lamb with lots of oil and lots of garlic. I'm just going to turn this on. In the meantime, I've just got this pot of water that I'm just going to bring to a boil. Let's turn this on. We're going to heat up some oil first. Like I said, this is going to be quite rich and quite filling, I think. But typically in my own culture, my Hakka background, they eat a lot of pork. So usually they would actually do a noodle dish with lots of pork. So I'm going to put all this garlic in. Okay, I'm just going to saute it till it's aromatic. And I'm going to add some fish sauce and also some thick soy sauce in this, but also because I'm using lamb instead of pork, because I don't eat pork, I'm going to also add some cumin, because I think cumin goes really well with lamb, so that's kind of like reminiscent of the cumin lamb skewers that you get in the northern part of China. And let me just show you the noodles I'm using. So these are the kind of noodles I'm using today. These are like wheat noodles that are a little bit floury, and you just gotta cook them in boiling water for a couple of minutes, take them out, and then just strain them, okay? But of course, any kind of noodles, pasta would actually work quite well, right? So here's the lamb. Let's throw it in. Because we're going eclectic, there are no fixed rules about what's allowed in this, okay? So I'm just going to experiment a little bit and figure it out as we go along. And we want lots of pepper as well. I want to bring out like the flavors of the lamb, just saute it, brown it a little bit before I add the other stuff. But I've got lined up fish sauce, thick soy sauce, otherwise known as cooking caramel masakan. It's not the same as kicap manis, okay? Kicap manis is sweet soy sauce, that's different. Right, so let's add the pepper. Lots and lots of pepper. And you know what? I like Sichuan peppercorns, so I might actually just crush some and throw those in too. Okay, so let's do some peppercorns. Okay, we're going to add some fish sauce. fish sauce is used in certain parts of Malaysia, not in the part of Malaysia I grew up in. The use of fish sauce really kind of like grew on me after I came to Australia, ironically, and that's because when we first came to Australia, we settled in this part of Sydney that had a lot of Vietnamese immigrants. So they love fish sauce, and I started to like fish sauce as well. So you're gonna see me use it quite a lot in my cooking. And the other thing I'm gonna add is good old chicken powder. And we're going to add the thick soy, okay? Just give it a bit of color. Now, how's thick soy different to sweet soy? It's thicker, darker, less sweet, basically, okay? And also, the sweetness in thick soy is kind of like it's got like a burnt sugar kind of sweetness, as opposed to kicap manis that just tastes like diluted sugar, okay, like sugar syrup. Let's just taste test this a little bit. Okay, now we're gonna add the cumin. Okay, so the water's boiling and we're going to throw in the noodles. Taste this again. Very nice. Needs more salt there, so I'm going to put a bit more fish sauce in here. A bit more chicken powder. You want to make it like even more eclectic, right? What you want to do is maybe you can add some chopped tomatoes, a la like spaghetti bolognese sauce kind of thing, or you can add some. I thought about adding some salted egg yolk powder in here, but let me just say, I think the cumin is going to be a little bit too strong flavored for the salted egg yolk to come through, but it might add a layer of creaminess to this. Okay. Okay. Very, very nice. So the noodles just boiling along in the meantime. Okay, they should be done. Let's just turn it off. So let's take out the noodles. You're going to find that with these kinds of noodles, you're going to need to use them right away, or otherwise they will stick together, okay? So what you typically find at home cooked stalls also is that when they take the noodles out of the pot, they run it under cold water, okay? They give it a bit of a toss in cold water. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to take this over to my kitchen and just give it a quick toss through some cold water. Again, I'll be back in a second. Take this out. There you go. Right. And this is just, let's just turn this down a little bit. And you can toss this through some oil. I'm going to actually put some sesame oil through this, right? Because I love the smell of sesame oil, roasted sesame oil. Toss it through. And what you can do with this, like I said, let's just taste this first. Okay. And like I said, if you want to add extra richness, I actually picked this up. Don't worry about the packaging. I bought them in like bags, okay, here in Sydney. I found some salted egg yolk powder recently. Let's see what that does to this. If you have onion, you can add some onion in here too. This up. Okay. So lots of oil. Again, the oil just helps to kind of fill up the dish a little bit, okay? If you want, you can add some cheese to this. Okay, look, you know what? Or you can add it in the sauce, okay? We serve it with sliced chili, particularly chili vinegar, and just garnish it with some like spring onion and whatever. Okay, just garnish this. Super, super simple. And coriander too, you've got that. Stir it over. Okay, here you go, voila. Alright, so this is, like I said, reminiscent of the Hakka noodles that famous in my hometown of Seremban in Malaysia, but usually they would make it with pork, and I never ate it because I don't eat pork. It's just a thing with me. But this uses lamb, and also it's got the lamby like combination of cumin and Sichuan pepper, and of course, like I said, you know, if you like, you can just kind of like make it a little bit richer and creamier by adding some shredded cheese or some salted egg yolk seasoning. Here you go. Enjoy.
Hi guys, welcome back to MOMC TV. I'm Jo Edrus, based in Kuala Lumpur. Today I'm taking you tours to one of the market. Now this is a wet market in Shah Alam, one of the biggest ones. So let's see what they have to offer us.
Everywhere in Asia, you'll find night markets. In Malaysia, we call them pasar malam. Now, we're right in the middle of Jalan Alor, one of the more popular ones here in KL, and you need to check it out because you can pretty much get anything you want over here. The tough thing about coming to a night market is choosing what to eat. There's so many options, but only one of me to try them. Hello, I'll just get an oyster omelette if I can, please. Thank you. To be honest, the ingredients look quite simple, but I've tried this before and people absolutely love it, and I think a lot of it depends on the technique. So let's see how he does this. Oyster omelettes are common throughout Southeast Asia. They're quick and simple to make and packed with flavour. Every cook has their own twist on it, but essentially it's an egg and rice flour base with some chives and garlic, finished with oysters and chili sauce on the side. Okay, yeah. On a regular night, really depends on the night of the week, but on a regular night he'll sell at least over 100 serves of just the oyster omelette, which is pretty impressive considering he's got a pretty extensive menu. Okay. Thank you. Now this looks fantastic. I'm gonna try it. I can smell the chili, it's a bit strong. Fantastic. I'm gonna sit down and enjoy this for a little while.
The atmosphere is half the reason you come to a night market. The smoky air filled with the smells of spices, the glowing lanterns and the murmuring crowds are intoxicating. I absolutely love it. The best way to enjoy the experience is to go from stall to stall, trying a little bit of each thing that grabs you.
Okay, now this is really interesting because I didn't have this when I was growing up. We had some variation of it, but it's very popular nowadays. You find these kinds of stalls, they're called lock stalls, okay? I get a little bit scared about what to order and how to order it, but there is a system, so you just gotta look into this a little bit. So can you explain how you cook this?
This one barbecue.
This one's barbecue.
Yes,
and
barbecue.
okay, and these ones over here, you have a lot of...
The steam kit.
So this looks very interesting. I'm gonna try the vegetable. I just put it in the water?
Yeah.
Okay, just over here.
Yeah.
Now, knowing vegetables, this is going to cook very, very quickly. There's the peanut sauce. I want to try a bit of that. And a bit of the barbecue sauce as well. Okay, this is going to get messy. Let's have a go. I like the barbecue sauce, very nice flavor. I don't want to chew right into this because it's still piping hot at the moment.
Sweet, spicy a little.
Okay. The spicy is a little bit too spicy for me.
A great way to put out the fire and finish the meal is with some dessert. And one of my favorite fruits is the durian, and a particular variety, the Musang King.
A lot of people want to know what durian tastes like. It's very hard for me to think of ways to describe it as someone who grew up eating it. I've always loved it. I guess Musang King to me is taste custardy, a little bit dry, and if I want to think of a comparison, I guess onions is probably the right word, but in a nice way though.